Today's episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast is once again brought to you by Manscaped, the first name in men's below-the-waist grooming. Over 2 million men trust Manscaped's line of precision-engineered tools for their family jewels, and the three of us are no different. Think about it. Close your eyes for a second and think about the way technology has advanced in the last, 15 years. Now think about all the ways that male grooming technology has advanced. All fucking zero ways. Doesn't it seem like we're overdue for a little upgrade? Fellas, if you're like me and you've been grooming your junk the same way since you hit puberty, then you're going to want to listen, and you're going to want to listen real good. Manscaped sent us their Perfect Package 3.0 right here. Nice and beautiful, which includes the Lawnmower 3.0 with advanced skin-safe technology. Let's just take a look at this bad boy real quick. Unbelievable. I'm actually using this shit. Unlike your favorite podcast, we actually use the shit. So look at that. Look at this. This is the Lawnmower 3.0 with advanced skin-safe technology. This bad boy features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. So if you're tired of your junk looking like the Grinch's face when he shaved for the first time, then you need this in your life. The entire plot of that movie could have been avoided if he had a fucking Lawnmower 3.0. So the Lawnmower 3.0 is also waterproof. If you feel like I'm going to Aruba, next week, I'm probably going to go under a waterfall and shave my fucking whole situation right there under the waterfall just because I can. Because the Lawnmower 3.0 is waterproof for all your submersible grooming sessions. And it even comes with a flashlight, just like this, so that you can protect yourself from monsters and ghosts while you shave your nuts. Unbelievable. The Perfect Package also comes with the Crop Preserver, which is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer, and also the Crop Reviver to keep your balls from sweating, smelling, and sticking. And you know what? I'm just going to, really quick, hold on. Unbelievable. I've never felt so alive in my life. You've already put deodorant on your armpits. Why not put deodorant on the grossest, smelliest part of your body? Just think about that for a second. The package also comes with this beautiful shed travel bag, which I showed you at the beginning of the ad read, and a pair of the most comfortable boxer briefs that I've ever worn in my life. So what are you waiting for? Your balls are begging you for salvation. We are partnering with Manscaped to make sure that you've always got the right tools to look, smell, and feel your best. So support your boys on the internet and your boys below the belt, and head to manscaped.com. Use promo code WGG for 20% off and free shipping. Once again, that is promo code WGG for 20% off at manscaped.com. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode of Not Another Gaming Podcast. Yo, welcome back to Not Another Gaming Podcast. This is episode 228 of the hottest, steamiest, sexiest, most sensual podcast on the internet. And of course, that's because we're brought to you by Manscaped. So you know all of our whole situation. Anything that you see below the camera line is taken care of, baby. Straight chrome. You already know. Unbelievable. Listen, this is all I'm going to say to you. Is I don't know what other podcasts are doing. I don't know what you guys are doing, because for us, there's one thing I'm going to say about us, is that we're enjoying ourselves. And that's something I've noticed, is that a lot of you other podcasters and content creators out there aren't fucking enjoying yourselves. And that's the first thing that you're doing wrong. And we're always going to enjoy ourselves. And I couldn't possibly enjoy myself nearly as much as I do without my two beautiful co-hosts. Just absolutely ravishing, beautiful specimens of men here with me on the internet, just like we always fucking do. So first of all, broadcasting to you live from the new WGG International Conglomerate Headquarters, the fucking Sultan of SWAT, the Colossus of Clout, the fucking, I don't know, like a word for a ruler that starts with T, of tweets, the Sultan of social media. I listen. Mm-hmm. You may know him by a couple of names.
The Titan of tweets.
The Titan of tweets. Yep. Mm-hmm. The Titan of tweets. You may know him by a couple of names, but you're gonna recognize him and acknowledge him as the fucking esports awards Rookie of the Year 2021. And I'm telling you right now that if he doesn't get that award, we're bum rushing the stage, even if it's digital. We're hacking the mainframe and we're getting in there. Jeff Keighley, I'm looking at you. Chris P, how you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal, Dom. Thank you for bringing the energy.
I know. I mean, we talk about it every week, right? They're always long weeks, but sometimes the host, you got to grab it by the cajones and breathe life into the panel. And Dominic, my friend, you did just that. And I'm back, motherfucker. I am in the new WGG headquarters, aka my house, aka the studio's almost done, aka it's gonna be phenomenal. Bob was just here. We were finishing up a couple of things. But I'm feeling good. Moving isn't the funnest thing in the world, but I can get into that in the weekend recap. But I'm just happy to be back. It's your boy Chris P. It's always. And the Lankies.
And of course, we have a man who, the word on the street, and this may be a rumor, I cannot confirm or deny, I will leave that to him, a man who may or may not have come out of CSGO retirement, a man who also may or may not had looked into another auto chess mode, may or may not have opened up the Hearthstone application, just may or may not be coming at a neck near you, a man who may or may not have just been previously before this going next door to his neighbor's house just so he could decline bench whatever vehicle was outside at the time. My friend and yours, Dr. Bob, how are we doing?
Who's to say?
Honestly,
who's to say?
Who's to say?
I am fucking beat. I had a long-ass day at work. I was on late shift coverage today. And I got all the shit dumped on me at the end of the day. So I love my job, everybody. I love it. It's fun. I enjoy every fucking minute of it. Yeah, I'm fucking beat. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I am. Let's fucking get right into this, okay? I need to pick myself up and then fucking hard crash and face plant into my bed.
We're here to do that. We're gonna hoist you up. Anytime I need a little pick me up, I unzip them. I give myself that little crop reviver right there. You get it a little below the beanbag, and you get a little behind the undercarriage there. That'll fucking wake you right up. It's almost like a little static shock right there. I'd recommend it. But otherwise, I mean, let's just get right into it. Let's get into a little weekend recap. So, we the three of us got to see each other this weekend, which was great. Chris, since you probably had the most eventful and stressful weekend out of the three of us, what'd you get up to? Did you do anything monumental or any life milestones this weekend?
I moved this weekend. I moved into this house, and let me tell you, I don't want to move again. I really don't. It's such a fucking process, man. That granted, I got movers, and these guys were magicians. They were two little guys, and they were lifting everything. It was absolutely bananas. And moved everything, and then once you think everything's gone, you got to go back and get the small stuff. And not to mention, I'm selling a place at the same time as moving into another place, and then I'm working on top of it and doing shit for WGG. It was a lot of stuff. But now I'm settled in. I'm getting used to the house. I'm getting used to all the noises that the first night would scare the shit out of me. Didn't know I had an ice maker. Didn't know that until 2 a.m. when I started making ice. I can tell you that. Didn't know that. But that's in there. But other than moving, I was all settled in pretty much for the most part. Saturday, saw Dom, saw Bob, hung out on the back deck a little bit, set up some stuff for the studio, had a couple drinks, really good time. Other than that, not a whole lot. Just working and getting used to the house, getting the studio all set up. As for what I've been playing some League play and Black Ops Cold War. I've been playing some Warzone, and I recently downloaded, again, Hearthstone. And let me tell you, I'm bad. I'm very bad. But it's something for me to just kind of chill back and just whatever, click around. I don't have to be on top of my computer. Yeah. Dom and I are going to have a coaching session soon. And gotcha. Bob wants to jump in. I'm happy to take advice from both ends.
Just saying, I'm undefeated in the WGG trio. Just saying. Who's to say?
Who's
me?
To say?
I'm to say.
Okay, well, you both can please help me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going through the solo.
It's too hard. Something. I don't know what the fucking meta is, right? I don't know what the decks are. I if you gave me 2 weeks, sure, I could get back into it.
I got a couple of we can do the building blocks. Hey, not candid. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, no, it's listen. It's good to have you here. You know, it's good to have you.
I just get tired of reading sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't know a card and I don't feel like reading it, I just throw it down.
Well, that's why you play Hunter. That's why you play Hunter. I'll teach you. We can do a little, like, coaching set, like, just the basics, like, face Hunter, like, attack the other guy every single time, you know, board control, shit like that. I'll teach you the basics. We'll get the
old Death Rattle Hunter, where you just start fucking counter store, boom, one after another, bang, bang, bang.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, Jess, thank you for the sub. 15 months. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you. Happy anniversary of living where you currently live. I'm not going to dox you, but happy anniversary of that life milestone. As for me, Bubba Sack, thank you for the sub. 34 months.
That's a sneaky 34 months.
A sneaky 34 months. Unbelievable. I love Bubba. I miss him so much. I want to hug him, like, right now. Unbelievable.
I almost called him on the way home from work today because I was very stressed out. You know, every once in a while, I'll come home from a late day at work when I'm on coverage, and I just, like, I drive right past the area in which he lives, and sometimes on the way home, I'm just like, hey, bub, want to hang out for like 20 minutes? He's like, come on, Bobby, come on by, kid. Come on, let me take care of you for a little bit. And he does. He's a fucking gentleman and a scholar.
He really
Give him
is.
a hug and he just smells like Mob Reds.
Best fucking feeling.
Just want to nestle in there, you know?
Yeah.
Like Don, did you go hang out at your grandmother's house for 3 hours? No, I hugged Bubba once. As for me, also an interesting weekend, you know, kind of a busy one. You know, did some gallivanting with the pup. Took Miller to see Uncle Chris's new house on Saturday. We had a great time. He established dominance immediately by pissing on his brand new kitchen floors. So, you know, just gotta, you know, he's the alpha. He's the alpha in a world full of sigmas. You know, so
who was the alpha when they showed up later on that day?
Miller.
Me.
You're more of a sigma male. We established that. You're like the lone wolf type.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking Ligma male.
True.
I forgot about Ligma. Oh, okay. I was trying to make a mental note like that. That's what I wanted to be the episode title, but now I remembered. So thank you. But otherwise, had a nice weekend. You know, had some nice food, had some good drinks, had some time with my friends. I have had like no time to play video games in the last 2 weeks because I've been absolutely buried in work. Since I'm going on vacation on Saturday in 2 days, or in 1 day if you're listening to this in the pre-recorded version, I'm leaving the country for a week, which is great, which means that the past 2 weeks have been absolute hell, because there's no way. There's just no way. I've received more emails in the last 2 weeks than I have in like the past 6 months. It's just absolutely insane. So, but that doesn't matter, because we're almost there. We're at the home stretch. I'm going to be, this time on Saturday, I'm going to be in Aruba, face down in a pool, floating up to a swim-up bar, and just not even saying anything, just reaching up for another pina colada. And it's
if there was a float-up bar, I would literally be on my back, just like floating, and just plop my hand down on the bar, behind me.
100%. No, Nora, I'm going to have a snorkel, so I'm going to be face down in the pool, but I'm going to have I gotta get my back needs to be tan.
Have the bartender just pour the drink into the snorkel.
Oh, good call.
Right?
Good call. Yeah. I'm gonna be tan as fuck, by the way. I took Miller for a walk. Actually, honestly, it was just from this past weekend when we were on your deck, and I got a little bit of color on my face. Only lasted for a couple days, but I'm telling you, when I come back from Aruba, baby, your boy's gonna be looking bronze. Oh, Nora. Damn you. 15,000 channel points to Sugar Beer.
I don't even have one on my desk right now.
I mean, you have a house with a fridge.
It's so far away now.
I simply do not have the patience for a crispy smelling bee. Bob, while he's refreshing his palate, how was your weekend?
It was good. I got surprisingly fucked up on Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah. I was the last one to leave fucking Chris's house, and I was just fucking. I got pretty fucked up. Kind of snuck up on me. Lost count of how many beers I was on, and I just, I kept chugging along. Once I start going, I stop when I fucking deem fit. When I want to stop, that's when I stop. Not when I think I've had too much. I just kept fucking going. And then I walked home, passed out, and that was about it. I didn't do much this weekend. I beat the main missions for the last DLC for Neo 2. I have a couple of side missions that I still need to record, so I'm almost done with that, and then I'll have 2,000 fucking videos to upload. Played some Counter-Strike with Steve. That's always fun. Out of retirement. Feels good to be back. It's like I never left. Otherwise, didn't do much. Just got fucking trashed at Chris's house on Saturday. Surprisingly drunk.
That was fun. Yeah, I had to take the baby home. You know, we had Miller with me. I could only hang out for so long. You know, I got to think of the kids. You know, so you know, it was good. But I'm glad that we were able to get so much stuff done for the studio. It was great. We went shopping together. You know, a nice little shopping trip. It was like your 3 internet dads take you shopping for college. POV.
Dude, the vibes were through the roof. It was like 70 degrees out that day. And obviously some of the stores didn't have the shit that we needed at that time. So for the 3 days after, every half hour there's was someone knocking on my door, dropping something off. I go outside. I'm dying now.
The vibes were through the roof
boxes.
Until we got to a specific store, and the guy, we had to wait for a half an hour to talk to somebody. And I felt like every old person that's ever come into any retail job that I've ever worked at, and I was just like, oh, this is ridiculous. Doesn't anybody want to sell anything in here? I was pacing a hole in the floor, but it's okay. We got the
fucking Best Buy.
We got what we needed. I did some cleaning and organizing at Chris's house, you know, like the kind, wise, neat Italian parent that I am. And you know, I can't wait for future escapades in the HQ.
Oh, it's going to be something. All right, we're going to chug this beer and get into the meat and the potatoes?
Yes, let's do that. Happy birthday, Nora. Thank you for the...
Happy birthday, Nora.
Happy
HBD.
birthday.
HBD.
Okay.
Nora, when's your birthday? Damn, it's not my birthday. I was trying to get that on a shotgun. Wow, we got. See? July. That's crazy. Such a Cancer thing of you to do. Classic Cancer move.
Lie about your birthday for attention.
Lie about your birthday. Wild.
Almost got us, though. Almost got us.
I know. Listen, you're not the only... We're all astrological in here. So what is... For attention, yeah. Lie for attention. Vintage Cancer move. So, meat and potatoes are served. Some big stuff's happening this year. Mainly, and I know that Bob and Chris kind of both had this on the brain, but we're seeing lots and lots of news, rumors, confirmed things about the CDL and other esports leagues that are returning to land, returning to in-person events. Obviously, we're seeing lots of other sporting events that are returning to live things. Fucking WrestleMania was last weekend. They had 25,000 people there. And now we're seeing esports events that are moving back to playing in person, which, you wouldn't think... off the top of your head, you wouldn't think that not playing video games in the same room as the opponent would make that much of a change, but it really does. So Chris, tell me a little bit more about this. Why is this such a big deal, and when's it happening?
Yeah, so a lot of esports are going back to LAN. So we got League of Legends, Valorant, Call of Duty, and I think Dota 2 is even doing it. But the other day, I follow Call of Duty League. And all the teams were pretty much tweeting going back to LAN or hinting at it, but there was no official announcement. And then the Call of Duty League finally announced it yesterday that they are going back to LAN. And for people that really aren't too into esports or they're not really diehard esports watchers, you usually watch it on the computer anyway, right? You're not there. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I go to LAN events because I do not. But there's something different about seeing the passion that comes out of players when they're actually playing in person. there are like hails within the league, and I'm not going to call formal a
Chris,
hail.
we've been to LAN events.
Yeah, DreamHack.
DreamHack, Red Bull Battlegrounds. We've been to a
Yeah,
couple.
Dream
no,
hacks.
but not like in the game.
DreamHacks. You know, you ever been to Damula?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're coming back, and like I said, I follow Call of Duty League, and there's been some incredible moments that have been that will live on forever in the esports world that have happened in LAN with people like getting up out of their chairs and like screaming at the other team. And we've talked about this day in and day out that like having that type of passion on the stage, like yes, they should be allowed to fight. I like the NHL. I feel like I said that years and years ago, but like just seeing the passion of people playing across from one another. You see so many great moments made, and actually having fans show up, you actually are able to see that people take this shit serious. And there have been moments that have happened the past couple of weeks that if they happen on LAN, the place would burn down within the Call of Duty League. So it's a big deal to kind of get everyone back, just so we can see that again. We can see those events. We can see people get fired up. We can see fans show up, because I think the more events that we see in LAN and the more videos that people see that on into esports, the more accepted it's going to be by people seeing it and be like, holy shit, people show up to this shit. Holy hell, people are wearing jerseys. They have signs. They're screaming. They're hugging. They're high-fiving each other. Like, I think LAN events are what is projecting esports. And everything had a pivot, obviously, within the pandemic where everything went remote, and that's fine, but it's not the same. You run into so many like internet issues and little issues that happen when you're all playing from home that wouldn't happen as much if it was on LAN. Everyone's on the same connection. We've seen circumstances of like people somehow cheating on LAN, but like that's not really a thing. Like it can happen. It has happened, but not as much. But when you're playing from home, anything can happen. So me personally, I'm pumped about it. I'm glad that it was like actually official. I'm just excited to see the boys back in person. There is a story that one of the players for Optic, his name is Formal, he's the type of person that like in certain matches, he'll shake hands at the end of the game and look every player in the eyes and go like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like those people exist within esports, and I need to see more of that. I need every player mic'd up even when they're not at their computer, because now that everything's back, people are going to be feeling good. We're going to see some great matches and moments.
Dude, we used to do that in fucking traveling basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
We're a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yeah.
At the end of every fucking game, fuck you guys. You guys fucking blow. Catch us in the parking lot after this, you fucking idiot. Like every fucking dude, in the fucking Shamrock tournament that we were in, we got into a brawl, and they ended the game. It was the championship game. Bench clearing brawl, ended the tournament. Nobody won.
You said the Shamrock tournament?
Yeah,
I remember that. It was in Billerica.
Dude, we fought the entire. I don't even remember what team we fought. We fought the entire fucking team, and they were just like, you know what? Nobody wins. Everybody just go away. Just leave. Get the.
We got those little dinky trophies. They were tiny with like just a little basketball on top.
Yeah, but see, my grade, because I'm a year older than Chris, we were playing for the fucking big trophy that year. That was our fucking 8th grade year, I think. We were playing for the fucking championship. And then, oh man, elbows were getting thrown. People started fucking throwing punches. All of a sudden, everybody on the benches fucking up, running onto the court, throwing fists. Loved it. Loved every second of it. I can't wait for Counter-Strike to get back on LAN. I didn't realize this was your topic, Chris. I apologize. I was fucking swamped at work today because I was going to talk about this as well. But okay. Counter-Strike also sneakily made a couple of announcements. ESL and DreamHack are bringing 5 LAN tournaments up to the forefront, I think beginning in July. So as of right now, everything's still online or casted from a studio. But I think ESL 1 Cologne is going to be the first like A-tier event that's going back on LAN, I believe.
Yep.
And then we have the PGL major for Stockholm, which is going to be in October, which is this year's major, because we couldn't have a major last year. The whole online fucking era of Counter-Strike has been up and down. We've seen teams that weren't in the top 20 reach rank 1 for like months on end. Recently, Heroic just beat Gambit, two teams that were out of the top 10 for the past like 3 years, 2 years actually. And like a lot of people say it's only due to this being online. If we're on LAN, everything's different. All the powerhouse teams like the Astralysis, the Navis, the Vitalities, they'll be unstoppable again. But we've been in an entire year of just online, and we've seen all of these teams that just couldn't compete on LAN dominate online. And all I want to see is how that transfers over going back onto LAN. Because like Chris was saying, there's fucking hiccups all the time when it comes to this shit. I think Counter-Strike handles a lot of it very well. Unlike Call of Duty, which we've discussed in the past.
Remember Optic India with the kid cheating?
Yeah, that was on fucking LAN. That was on LAN. That was like 6 months before the pandemic or something.
Was that like so right in front of somebody who like...
Yes.
And he's smashing the delete button when they're looking through his computer.
.exe files, just delete.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like you see, in this era of online Counter-Strike, we've seen, you know, teams outside of the top 20, teams outside of the top fucking 50 make playoff runs. Some of them fucking hit rank 1 for the time being. But we've also seen those like top 5 teams that were dominant on LAN, like Astralis, that were just, they won 3 majors in a row. They were unstoppable. They defined an era. They were a dynasty. They were the New England Patriots of Counter-Strike for 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Online hits, they can't keep up. They can't compete anymore. They fall back. They're still in a top 5 position right now, but like I need to see that like line in the sand where it's online, LAN, how the fuck does everybody transition going back onto LAN? Because now we have teams that we haven't seen in 10 years performing and outperforming teams that we've only seen outperform everybody else.
That's a good point. Like you could make the argument that everything being online has given more teams opportunities to be found and to be seen because there's more stuff going on, because they have to fill that airtime, and they realize that like you don't need a venue right now to put on an event. You can just host an event or announce an event and all these teams can join it. It's giving people an opportunity to get their name out.
That's actually a really good point. What the online era has done, it's given the opportunity for more open qualifiers to pop up, for more teams to have opportunities to join, to get in, to qualify.
Yeah. So like while I would rather LAN, I love what Strictly Online has done. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that we would have never found out about if it wasn't for this. Not for nothing. Like, I know this isn't an esport like we're talking about, but like these Warzone tournaments, it gave so many people an opportunity to actually get their names out there. And I know it's a little bit different than your typical tack shooters and all that stuff that are big esports. But just being home and allowing all these tournaments to happen online, it's done wonders for a lot of people, creators, all that.
Yeah. There's been a lot of, even like... It's not as much of a popular example, but World of Warcraft esports has been all online, and they've had a lot of teams that have gone up against big organizations like that have come out of nowhere. Like I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but like the Mythic Dungeon Invitational, there was like the Golden Knights or something like that were like literally the Golden State Warriors sponsored team got beaten by a team called like Kitty Meow Meow, and it was just like 4 random guys with no fucking social media, Golden Guardians, with no social media presence whatsoever, and that was wild. And now they're doing the Great Push, which is going to be another like kind of grassroots thing that's taking advantage of things all being digital, and they're throwing up $20,000 for the winners, which is wild. So. As much as it's kind of I hope that we come back to LAN with the possibilities open for more digital like grassroots events, so that more teams can shine and like take advantage of an opportunity that is more accessible, that rather than like some smaller teams probably don't even have the budget or the capital to even fly out to a venue. So to have that happen digitally is a huge benefit. So they can kind of get on a big stage without necessarily having to be on the stage. So I hope that they take these learns and we continue to have that focus on growing the community, like growing that kind of like grassroots player base, because when that happens, everybody wins. Like, there's literally no downside to that. So
You know what helps a lot too? Advertisers when these are done in person.
yeah,
When people see the amount of money that can get pumped in from these advertisers in stadiums, that's going to open more eyes to it. Because right now, esports is still in its infancy. A lot of people don't understand it, and we've had so many big players throw their hat in the ring, like fucking Louis Vuitton, BMW, you name it, like they're involved. But like when the old heads turn on ESPN at some point and they see fucking I don't know Gucci sponsoring an event or something like that, like that's what helps.
yeah, 100%. I mean, it's like having the eyeballs on you is one thing. Being able to be like, oh, I'm playing in this event that's sponsored by an incredibly large company, like, is another thing. It's. I think that in general, we've had a lot of events that have had a still lots of support. We've had a lot of storylines where, like Blizzard, for example, was slashing their esports budget, probably due to the fact that they probably lost bajillions of dollars a year after opening up Blizzard Arena, and then the next year not even being able to use it. So I'm going to be interested to see how, like, when we're fully back to LAN again, how things are going to swing back upwards. Who's gonna now?
Dude, I'm so glad that you mentioned the travel restrictions for this shit.
Yeah.
I started finish what you were saying, and I'll jump back into this.
No, yeah, I just think that, like, we're in this, like, I don't know, we're in this kind of like downswing, but I feel like things are gonna, like, skyrocket back up. Like, the first chance you get, I mean, I'm dying to go to a Bruins or a Red Sox game. Like, I mean, they just allowed people back in the stadiums. I'm vaccinated. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, get me in there. I would die to pay $17 for a Budweiser right now. Are you kidding me? So I can only imagine how some of the other fans feel, especially locally, where it's like, boom, all of a sudden your local team is in town again, and you get to go see them. You get to welcome the boys back to the fucking to the stadium, to the Coliseum. So I'm looking forward to see. I think that we're going to see, and this is probably not that bold of a prediction because esports is like just grows so much year over year anyway. But I think we are going to see a massive boom in esports event attendance once everything is fully back to LAN.
100%. Right now, we're batting with it. We're warming up our swings with a donut on. And when LANs come back, we're tapping the donut off, and we're going to start swinging. Like the esports world, going to be swinging.
Dude, so, you brought up the fact that some of these teams never have that capability. They don't have the funding. They don't have the capability to fly out to fucking Stockholm for a major event. Granted, it's it's incredibly tough to qualify for something like that. But today, while I was at work, I just love to watch HLTV and watch Counter-Strike all day. Today, Vitality, a top 5 team, previously ranked number 1 in the world, lost to a completely no-name team for a qualifying position to compete for a qualifying position. These Team Vitality lost to 9Z Team. That's the name of the team. I've never heard of them before.
You've never heard of 9Z Team, bro?
Never heard of 9Z. Never heard of 9Z. I think they're a Portuguese team. Never heard of them before. Never seen them before. They came out. They beat a top 5 team. And in what fucking world would they have to be ranked top 100 to be in the spring showdown, but like a not top 50 team beats a top 5 team. In what world do they even compete against each other is what I'm trying to say.
Never.
Like, if this was a LAN event, what's the likelihood that they even get invited to that type of a qualifier?
Yeah. No, it's 100% true. It's 100% true.
But also shout out to 9Z. You guys fucking beat an incredibly well-rounded team.
I mean, it's wild. That's wild. Like, that's a type of underdog scenario that can like only be made possible in this type of situation. Like you can't do that with traditional sports. You can only do that with esports, you know, like, so I'm looking forward to seeing more stories like that. Hopefully, you know, we see a lot more names emerge that maybe they weren't heard of really the last time, you know, the last time LAN was around, and then boom, they're making their first appearance in a LAN stadium with maybe half capacity fans. And it's like, dude, these are the guys that fucking knocked off, you know, a top 5 team, and the crowd goes apeshit because they're the underdogs and they've pulled off some big dubs and people love them.
They're under the bright lights now. They're like,
I'm a storyline guy.
The only way you could ever see that in traditional sports is in a video game.
Yeah.
Like if you're playing fucking NHL 2022, the only way you could ever see the fucking Bruins lose to an internet like the fucking Barbados Slims, the only way you ever see that is in fucking NHL 2022.
The Virginia Slims.
Yeah, because it's never going to fucking happen IRL. Video games, man. Video games.
Fucking video games. I mean, this is like... I can't even really think of any more analogs to it, but it just makes me like, I'm a storyline guy. I've been saying this for a very long time. I've been saying this since the inception of the podcast. When Bob first told me about the Complexity Jason Lake story, I was like, well, I guess I'm a fucking Complexity fan forever, and I got to pay attention to everything they fucking do now. And because not because I knew really what they were doing or the story behind it, but once I understood what was going on, I'm like, this story has grabbed me now, and now I care. Now I'm invested. So that type of stuff is always going to grab me, and that's always going to be part of the reason why like sports in general are incredible. And people are like, why do you care? Like they don't fucking know who you are. Like that. But this is like esports is so much closer. Like the delta between esports and, you know, your average everyday gamer is so much closer than it is to like, you know, a peak. You know, an athlete that has been training their entire life to get their body in a specific position. And this is not me saying this as a slight from like an esports athlete, you know, to a regular person, but anybody can, you know, I think there's one thing that this like digital tournament place or tournament like phase has taught us is that any team that works hard enough, you know, and is, you know, knows their stuff, and, you know, grinds enough and has enough talent can like kind of bust through that glass ceiling. But you have a better chance of that than being a walk-on in the NFL.
True. I mean, so, you're born and you know you're going to the NFL.
Yeah, like you think about that. I mean, your odds of being a walk-on in the NFL or like an undrafted free agent or something like that, I mean, are slim to none. If you didn't go to like a top 5 college, or, you know, you weren't a freak athlete or whatever. But, you know, if you're somebody who's just been grinding your ass off, you know, honing your craft, honing your game digitally for so long, and all of a sudden you have an opportunity to bust into a grassroots tournament and knock off a top 5 team in whatever game that you're in, like, that's some serious shit.
100%. Think of that storyline too. Say a team that just made a name for themselves on the online tournament era. They get the invite to one of these huge tournaments when we're back on LAN. It's their first time ever playing a major event, and they walk in and the storyline is like, these are the new guys. No one has any idea who these guys are. Under the bright lights, they walk in. No one knows them. They have no fans show up, and they take the whole thing. Imagine something like that. That's a fun storyline.
That was literally the Complexity storyline.
Yeah.
In the original, in Blast, the Blast Spring premiere of last year. That was the exact fucking storyline.
Yeah, but now we'll get to see it again.
Except there was even more backstory to that, where Complexity used to be a fucking championship caliber team. They all fell off. Jason Lake was like, you know what? Fuck this. Wiping the roster clean. And then there was a fucking infamous tweet that he put out where it was like, if you're a free agent and you're looking to join a team that we want to make number 1 in the world and a championship caliber team again, come join us and join the Juggernaut. And everybody memed them to fucking death, calling them the Juggernaut. You know what the Juggernaut did on the fucking main stage of one of the largest first main stage events that they had in their like fruition of their team coming together? They destroyed the number one team in the world at the time.
Yeah.
Astralis, the New England Patriots of Counter-Strike at that time. But the problem with 9Z beating Vitality earlier today is they now have to go up against Heroic, who just won a huge event last week, and it was fucking crazy.
I mean, I want to watch that game. I want to watch that now. So,
I think they play not tomorrow, but maybe Saturday.
Was that the 1v4?
Oh, the Cadian 1v4 clutch?
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, you want to talk about... I'm about to shed a tear.
You just come?
I'm about to shed a tear. If you want to hear a fucking storyline, look up Cadian's storyline from last year. His team was getting poached from underneath him. His top players were getting poached from underneath him. Esatag, who was on Heroic at the time, got poached by Astralis to be their sixth man. And he was losing his team, you know, and he was fucking heartbroken. There was this, you ever see the tweets of like images that precede, like historic events or something like that?
Yeah.
Or this is how it started, this is how it's going thing. This is how it started was a video of him walking down the streets of in his home country, you know, shirtless, he's got a backpack on, and he's just pouring his heart out into a video about how he wants to make it happen, how he wants to have a championship team again. That was last year. He puts his fucking team together this year, and they're fucking skyrocketing right now. They just won one of the biggest events of the past 2 years last week. And that 1v4 clutch, he fucking solidified it. The guy is fucking incredible. If you want a fucking storyline, look up Cadian storyline. Cadian. That's fucking... Mwah. You can't write that shit.
True. Well, sick. Well, I do want to sprinkle something in before it gets swept under the rug. We had a milestone on Twitch past couple days. I don't know if you guys heard about it. You guys know Ludwig?
I'm familiar.
So Ludwig finished off his subathon, which went for 30 days. I think it was 30 days. Call it a month. You know, could be 30, could be 31. Went for a month with a continuous camera on, sleeping, everything. Every time someone would subscribe, it would add another, like, I think it was like 30 seconds onto the time that he would have to stream for. And he just surpassed Ninja for the most ever, like, at one time subscriber account on Twitch. Ninja had this is a nutty number. 269,155 subscribers at one time. I think when Ludwig ended his stream, it was around 269, 270, call it. So he surpassed him. So my question for you guys is, what would it take for you guys to do a month-long stream? Is that money good enough? And I do want to say one thing before we get into that. Ludwig did not pocket all the money. He ended up giving there was almost 200 grand away to his mods that they split. He ended up giving tens of thousands of dollars to charity. He did a lot with it. He didn't pocket the whole thing. But what I want to ask you guys is, what would you do? Would you do that 30 days? Would you do it for that amount of money? My question, no fucking brain. I would do it for a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean...
Don't care.
Yeah,
Don't care.
For all we've talked about for burnout and work-life balance, I mean, if that was something that I thought was even close to within reach, yeah, I would fucking do that. I would put whatever I needed to put in my body to enable that to happen. Also, just one other quick tidbit, because this came down my timeline and I knew we were going to be talking about this, so I had this tab open for an hour and I want to close it now. So 3 years ago in 2018, when Ninja initially set the sub record, Ludwig had 9 average viewers.
That's nuts.
9 average viewers. So 3 years ago, when that sub record that he just fucking smashed was set, Ludwig had 9 people watching him. And what was that number again for the subs that he ended up with?
200. So when he ended his stream, it was... I don't know if that was it, actually. It was around 270 or 280.
Over a quarter of a million. Over a quarter of a million subs. And he had 9 3 years ago. How many people you know have 9 average viewers? Fucking everybody that you know that streams? All your buddies that whatever, you have 9 average, that's pretty average.
Yeah.
That's pretty average for like affiliates. That's probably like the low average for affiliates. So just think about that. Think about the type of growth that's possible. And if that, and to answer your question again, if that was something that I even thought was within reach, the substances I would be putting into my body to make that happen, immeasurable.
Oh my God, yeah.
I would have had to go on the Silk Road. I would have been there. I mean,
the shit I would pump into my body would keep an elephant awake for 3 years.
I'm
that
just
much
saying,
shit.
I'm just saying, if that was something that I thought was going to be within reach, it would have happened. So did he stream for 7 straight days? Like he was live for 7 days, or like what happened?
30.
So he was live, like he did not go off.
A month.
Well, I don't know.
A month straight.
So was it he just streamed every day for a month, or was he just live for literally? It didn't go offline.
Continuous month.
It never ended. It was the nonstop subathon stream.
He would sleep.
Just went 24 hours for 30 days.
How much you gonna pay for that type of internet?
Does it at that point? Does it fucking matter when you're at 300,000?
Well, I want to know. No. I just want to know, like, what kind of internet do you have?
I mean, it must be.
It couldn't be me. We can't get through.
No, hold on.
We can't get through 45 minutes without having a fucking.
If I'm paying like out the ass right now for unlimited fucking gig internet, Comcast better not fuck with my shit if I'm going 30.
Yeah, what's the data cap? Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably getting surcharged by Comcast. Yeah, he's probably getting surcharged fucking $90,000 a month from Comcast going over 20 terabytes of streaming data.
No, fuck that. You signed my contract says unlimited, baby. I'm unlimited, baby. Okay? What would it take for me to fucking do 30 days straight? Any amount of money any amount of money that would allow me to quit my job for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's it. To never have to work in a hospital ever again. That's how.
What about a salary for the year? I would do it for 60. I would do it for like $100,000.
Okay, if you're saying for 30 days out of every year, you stream for 30 days straight, and that's your salary.
Yeah,
$200,000. Yeah, no, $200,000, because at that point you work 1 month of the year, and you have far more than enough to sustain.
But you have to like try to stay awake for 30 straight days.
You'll die.
Get rich or die trying. There's a whole album about it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He slept.
So wait, they filmed him. They filmed him. Well, he filmed himself.
Sleeping.
Yes. It was. He would wake up in the morning, do whatever the fuck he did during the day. He would then play video games, and then it would just be, see my bed over there? You would just be watching me sleep.
What about like showering? Like, did he just take it into his bathroom and like just have that going, or was he like, I'll be right back, look at my room?
I think that's what it would be, but that's where like his mods came into play too. But sometimes they would jump into like a voice chat and like entertain the chat, like talk to the chat and stuff like that. And that's why they all got paid for it, because they had to be there for a fucking month straight.
Yeah, they got paid fucking $200,000.
Dude,
between how many?
What kind of conversation would that like? I'm just trying to imagine. I'm talking to my wife and I'm going, honey, so can we just for like April, right? Can we just like not plan anything? Because I kind of got to be there for Ludwig, my friend on the internet, and I got to like talk, but I need to be there. I think
it'll be fine. So, sweetheart, do you mind if I don't talk to you for a month and I'll pull in $50,000?
I'll come back with $50,000. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no problem.
I'd be down here.
Yeah, but you don't even have the thing is I'm thinking like if we're pulling a salary number out of this, and it's 30 days straight, and then for the other 11 months, you don't have to work.
But you can.
But you can. $200,000, and then I'm off for 11 months. Then you won't see me until next fucking April.
True. I would disappear.
Or maybe I stream for that entire month straight, take a month off, stream for a week straight, see if we bounce those numbers back, a little bit.
Pump those numbers
up. See if we take that month-long number we hit, bring it down to 3 weeks, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I think we're forgetting too, like those subs, not all of them are going to renew the next month, but a lot of them will. Okay, so it's not like you take that money and that's it. Those keep renewing. Like, you get that per month.
And even if it
You know
doesn't,
what I mean?
So 300,000 subs estimated. On average, you get what, $3 a sub if you're affiliate,
yeah, I think
or
it's 5.
something like
You
that.
get the full 5 if it's
if you're a partner.
Yeah.
So that's like 300,000 times 5. That's what, 1.5 mil in a month.
Yeah, fine, take it.
He pays out 200,000 to his mods. Yeah, but he has to get taxed.
Well, he's also
on
going to
that.
get taxed.
So we'll say,
he's going to get taxed out the dick hole for that too.
So you get to. So he probably, in reality, he probably made like 1.5 mil. Depending on what state he lives in, he probably got taxed like 50%.
Easy.
So say we'll round down 700K, 200K out to the mods. It's 500K. How much did he donate? Like another 200K to charity. So he walks away with like $200,000, but that doesn't take into account donations. However much he made off of donations, that doesn't take into account the money he made off of advertisements.
Yep.
Somebody did the math. I think he might have done the fucking math, but somebody did the math at one point, and it was fucking ridiculous.
I have it right. I'm pretty sure I got it. Okay, so, oh wow. So he made approximately $1.6 million before anything. For a payroll, he paid out $177,000. So I'm assuming that's to his mods. To charitable donations, $365,000. So after this whole thing, he walked away with $206,000, 200 grand.
And that's after taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And those, and you know those. I mean, not to.
So wait, what I tell you? 200 grand.
Yeah, I mean, not to knock the guy too, but those charitable donations will save him a nice little tax break. You get a nice little tax break there. You donate 200 grand to charity. So he's probably like, yeah, somebody throw a dart at the board real quick and pick a charity for me because you have to at that point.
Have to.
But crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I would need a lot. I get bored. I get I don't know how people do it.
I have no responsibility, so I would do it.
I would 100%. I have all.
Yeah, I mean, of course I would do it if if it was like, hey, if you knew that you were going to make X amount of money and that was within reach, then yeah, duh, yeah, I would definitely do that.
I would do anything to not have to work in a hospital ever again.
Hey, Kenny said, "How much y'all paying me?" Ken, I'll give you like $30.
I'll pay you exactly $2 if you do anything.
Literally anything.
So, before we go any further, I would like to take a second to say that Not Another Gaming Podcast is also brought to you by Thrive Fantasy. Thrive Fantasy is the #1 home for daily fantasy sports and esports. It is the official daily fantasy esports partner of NV Gaming. And you know what? They're also the official daily fantasy esports partner of Wicked Good Gaming. So basically 2 organizations that are on the same exact playing field, same exact scale, same exact people. We're basically part of NV Gaming. If you want to get some free money, and that's my favorite type of money, you can use promo code WGG at sign up to get your first deposit of up to $50 matched on ThriveFantasy.com. They have paid out over $3 million worth of prizes to date. Probably more than that. Probably way more than that. But listen, you can't win if you don't play. That's what my booze bag uncle says every time he goes to the brown jug and plays Keno for 6 hours. So go to ThriveFantasy.com, sign up using promo code WGG, and get your first deposit of up to $50 matched for free today. Prop up with us. ThriveFantasy.com. WGG is the promo code, and $50 is the amount of money that you can make just for signing up and making a deposit of $50. We give you $50. You give them $50. We give you $50. It's easy. It's easy money. It's free money. It's free real estate. So, last but not least, final topic. E3 is back June 12th to the 15th. E3 2021 officially announced. We have already had confirmation that Ubisoft and Nintendo are going to be holding E3 week events. Doug Bowser confirmed that for Nintendo, and Ubisoft released a whole update that they're going to have their Ubisoft Forward event digitally. E3, of course, biggest gaming convention. We do this every year. And I'm sure we'll do it again before the show actually hits. So what can we expect from Digital E3 2021? Hopefully the last digital conference that ever needs to fucking happen, and we can just get back to getting on with our lives next year. E3 2021, Ubisoft, Nintendo already involved. Surely we're gonna get a Sony State of Play. We're gonna get a Microsoft event. We're gonna get a EA Play event. What do you guys think? What are your predictions, both just for like the structure of the show, for how it's gonna go, how it's gonna be received, and what we might see? What do you guys think?
I think Sony backed out.
I was gonna say I don't expect.
They never confirmed.
I don't expect Sony or Microsoft to make an appearance.
I think so. When I was reading, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that Sony never confirmed that they were going to do it. I think they were asked but said no. I think Microsoft might be confirmed for it, though.
I feel like if Sony definitely doesn't, then Microsoft will.
I mean, that's the move right there. Well, and that brings me to my next point. If we get Microsoft there, you know what it's fucking time for, my boysies? You know what time it is.
Banjo-Kazooie 4, baby!
Nah, I'm thinking Halo Infinite.
Knack 3, baby!
Yeah, Knack 3.
Banjo 4 Zooey. That's what we're getting.
Well, I hope there will be Halo Infinite. I hope there will be Microsoft. Will there be Halo Infinite? No. But I hope there is. And I just know the whole time there's just going to be people in the chat being like, Halo when Halo when, show Halo.
Exactly. If they're not willing to put up with that type of chat abuse, then they shouldn't show up. No. Because they know, I mean, just do it over. Just act like whatever the fuck we were shown last time for Halo Infinite, we didn't get shown. Just do it over. And just be like, hey, here's your never-before-seen first look at Halo Infinite. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I've never seen anything before for Halo Infinite. Yeah.
I would happily act like I haven't seen that. I mean, not for nothing. They act like no one's seen it. They never chimed back or hinted back to it at all.
Just any real Halo fan that watched that poured bleach into their eyes afterwards.
Yeah,
they Men in Black fucking memory wiped their brain afterwards.
Yeah, that's why I have to wear glasses now.
Exactly. I fucking burned out my retinas.
Yeah,
afterwards.
I completely scorched them.
But as for the presser itself, I'm never really a big fan of online conventions, to be honest with you. I feel like it's just all pre-recorded, easy way out bullshit, and it takes away from this kind of sounds kind of whack, but the magic of a convention where
100% right.
Everyone's there on the show floor together, everyone's vibing, kind of we're all here for the same reason. You give indie booths an opportunity to show their shit off. You give merch booths a chance to sell shit. I think that takes away from them. It takes away from the networking aspect of us when we go to conventions and talk to people. Would I like to see a convention where they come out swinging, knowing that E3 is as big as it is? Yes, I would love that. Do I think that'll be the case? I hope I eat my own words, but I think they're just going to take the easy way out. It's online, no big deal. Throw it out there. We'll get them next year when we're back in person.
Yeah, no, I think that's what we're going to get. I think this is going to be... I don't have any high expectations, and maybe I'm subconsciously keeping my expectations low so that I can probably be blown away, but probably not. I really hope that E3 is good. I haven't really been able to get it up for an E3 in a couple of years, honestly.
Tom, you remember my thumbnail for the PlayStation State of Play?
Yeah.
That's how I'm going into E3 online.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I'm just all right, let's see it. I don't know. There's something subconsciously that's kind of killing me about E3 2021. And I want to have high hopes. But I just feel like we've heard more about remasters, rebuilding, we haven't really heard a lot about new games. Fucking Sony is re-releasing Final Fantasy VII again, re-releasing Last of Us 2 again, and re-releasing Days Gone again. Fucking give us some new games. I want to hear about new games. Give me something new to look forward to.
They're re-releasing The Last of Us 1, which makes no fucking sense because it's a perfect game, still playable on the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4.
Because there's no games.
Just port it to the PlayStation 5 with the fucking upscale in resolution. That's all you need to do. You don't need to fucking remaster it. Just the game is a perfect
games that came out 2 years ago don't need a fucking remaster. They don't need a remaster.
No, that's a perfect. The thing is, that's a perfect game. It doesn't need to be fucking touched. It's like Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time doesn't ever need to be touched. Okay, it should just be ported and up-resed. That's it. That's all that game needs to be. So people in the future, or people now who didn't play it in the past, have that opportunity. That's all.
Posterity.
You don't need to remaster the fucking game. Final Fantasy VII. That's a fucking whole other thing. That's basically a brand new game from last year, but the one that they're releasing now is like that game for the PlayStation 5 with a little new chapter in there. That's about it. I don't know. I think every other fucking studio like that, I wish that they have full creative freedom to do whatever they want, because my gut tells me, what is it, Sucker Punch for The Last of Us? Like, they would...
Naughty Dog.
No, Naughty Dog. Who's Sucker Punch? Sucker Punch
is... Why am I drawing a blank here? Oh my god.
I'm thinking of like Sucker Punch, Insomniac, Naughty Dog, like that trio. Like, why... They're fucking incredible at their craft. Let them make new things. Even if it's sequels to other games... That's fine too. We don't need remasters. We don't need fucking remakes. Granted, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, those fucking remakes were incredible. Resident Evil 4 remake is still in the works. I actually have high expectations for that one, with Resident Evil Village coming out like next week, I think, which is going to be fucking crazy. When it comes to E3, I am just... Oh, dude, all these fucking... I have yet to be... My needle hasn't moved in any direction for any of these fucking online events. That's all it is. I am neither excited nor deterred from watching them. I'll watch them. I'll probably record a video for it. If I'm disappointed, guess what? E3, you're going to get another one of these. You know, you're going to get another one of these. But what I think this potentially could be big for is a not big 3 showcase. And when I say a not big 3 showcase, I mean remove Nintendo, remove Microsoft, remove Sony. Let other AAA development companies showcase their games that are coming out. Enough with the whole fucking console wars shit. Nobody cares anymore. Let the other developers, let the other AAA companies, even let the AA companies, the indie companies, let them do the showcasing. Okay, so we actually get to see games, not fucking, with this new firmware update coming to PlayStation 5, the haptic feedback on the controller is going to be even more haptic.
If I worked for a development company, I would simply make video games.
That's exactly it.
Just make video games, man. Just make video games.
Yeah. Evan has a good point too. BCK in chat, he was like, just make good games instead of remastering them.
I mean, how fucking hard is it? I mean, I'm sure it's actually very hard. I'm sure it's very difficult.
Well, we're naive to it, but...
Because developing new IP is fucking impossible. 1. 2, it's a financial risk for any fucking stockholder in that company. True. If it isn't guaranteed money, it's a fucking financial risk.
Yeah.
I mean... And 3, if you're remastering or doing a sequel, you already have the building blocks to work off of.
Yeah. I mean, like, but exactly what we've been saying. Like, I have not been able to, like, I can't get it to move for E3 these days. Like, I don't want to hear about any more remasters. I don't want to hear about any more, like, now that, like, smart delivery and, like, hey, you can get this game on PS5 for free if you own it on PS4. I don't want to fucking hear about any more remasters. Oh, it's going to upscale for free from PS4 to PS5. Great. Don't fucking remaster this game in 2 years. Don't do it. It's already there.
You could have sent that in an email. Could have been an email.
Could have been an email. Don't do it. Cut the shit. Stop doing that. Give me something new. I don't even care if it's a sequel. This is all we get these days, is it's DLC, or it's a remaster, or it's a port, or it's like a fucking, restructure of a game that should have been good when it first came out. So can we not? What if we just simply didn't do that?
How do you expect me to just play video games, man, when you're not just making video games, man?
Just make video games. Just make video games, man.
Just make video games, man.
So, yeah.
We have 3 podcasts and we're telling development companies what to do.
Yeah, I can't wait for this to go viral and people to be like, and us to get canceled for and trending for being fucking, We've had developers on the podcast. Listen, all I care about is Ultimate Rivals the Court. That's all I give a fuck about. But listen, I want to play new video games. And Brylan said something in the chat that rang true. I mean, this might be a great year to get into some indies that you haven't played. Maybe this is my problem, is that I'm not playing enough indie games, and I need to embrace that a little bit more.
You do, because indie companies have to try. They're trying to break through. It's like it's college basketball versus the NBA. The NBA, those players already made it to the top level. College basketball players, they have something to work towards so they can get to that top level. They try their hardest. NBA players do not. Indie companies are the college basketball players where they're trying to break through. So they're giving games all they have. They're taking those risks. It's high risk, high reward. It either bangs or it flops. And that's why those indie companies make bangers of games. I just wish they got the limelight that they deserve. And I totally agree. I think it's time to give some indie games a go.
Or this is the year that you explore your backlog. How many fucking people out there right now have played every single game that they own? Come on now. Come on.
No.
Be real with yourselves. Be real with yourselves. Nobody. Not a fucking soul, okay? There's sales every fucking day on Steam. There's sales every single day on fucking Humble Bundle. What are those games that you were interested in 3 years ago that you never got around to because another huge game came out at the time? Guess what? $8 on Steam? Buy it. Okay? Fuck around with it for a little bit. How about that? It's that year. Fuck around, find out. Godzilla. King of the monsters, baby.
In the words of Dr. Bob, inspect your backlog constantly.
Always check your backlog.
Always check your backlog.
Always do it.
Always check your backlog.
I always wipe front to backlog.
Front to backlog.
Yes.
You don't want to miss any logs.
Can't miss any logs.
No, you can't do it. All right. We have exactly one voicemail. I'm going to listen to that right now. Here we go.
Hey everybody, it's JB Genesis
and Red Squanto
calling in for another weekly voicemail. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week so far. My question for you guys this week is, in the new pod studio, is there going to be a Miller cam? Is Miller going to be with you guys on set? Much love as always, guys. Appreciate you. Peace.
So I can make no promises. That is a ton of work for me to transport my furry son, up and down the highway every Thursday night. So I'm going to go ahead and say no. That is probably very unlikely. However, that doesn't mean it's never going to happen, but maybe once in a while as a treat.
Like a little treat.
As a treat, A
treat.
I'm saying it a little too loud because I'm sure upstairs he heard treat. There is a Miller cam here. And I'm going to do my best to but he'll be a guest. He'll be a friend of the program, friend in real life. But yeah, it's not going to be every time. That doesn't, especially if he, if he starts to act up, he starts to get a little loud, it's tough. So, every once in a while, maybe as a treat. As a Ken cam, yes or no? No.
I think there can be specific times where Kenny comes by, but he's not allowed to say a thing the whole podcast. He just has to sit there.
He has to sit. It's just like the Miller cam. We'll put a little bed for him on the floor with a couple of napkins.
Just Kenny sitting there.
Just
that would be gold.
Only Ken's.
Kenny is not allowed in that fucking studio when I'm there.
None.
I mean, so he's never allowed.
He's never allowed. I won't allow it.
Ken, you're allowed.
No fucking shot. No shot.
Ken, all right, so we're gonna surprise Bob with Kenny one podcast. He's not gonna expect it. We're gonna wait for Bob to have the longest possible day ever at work. And behind the scenes, I'm gonna be inviting Kenny behind the scenes.
I would fucking bury that closet in the back of the studio. I'd bury him in there.
There's blankets in there. There's a nice Yogi bow in there. He'd be comfortable.
Yogi bow.
I'd smother him with it.
Smother him with it.
All right, F Bob sign. Kenny just sitting there with an F Bob sign the whole time.
In the window outside.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be fucking gold.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, let's land the train. So, we're here. We have another episode up, another episode down, 228. We are landing the train. Chris, what do you got?
I don't have anything besides like a little teaser, I guess. Everyone in here, keep your eyes on Twitter tomorrow. Gigantic announcement. Probably one of our biggest ones that we've set. It has not been announced, but it will be announced tomorrow on Twitter. So be on Twitter and follow us on Twitter.
We were hoping to announce it tonight, but we can't. So we have to announce it tomorrow on Twitter. And then stay tuned for the follow-up on Saturday.
Hey, make sure that make sure you don't have anything to do on Saturday. Make sure you're not like in a foreign country on vacation.
Right.
Make sure you're not doing anything like that.
Saturday schedule. Clear the Saturday schedule. And keep the eyes peeled for tomorrow. Clear your Saturday schedule. And then also buy a bunch of booze.
Yes.
That too.
Yes, do that. But please follow us on Twitter because that's where the announcement is going to be. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. I would like to give a
Kenny, you are not coming over.
Big old shout out to the good folks of Canada. The good folks.
He's trying to sneak his way in.
It's absolutely not happening. I would like to give a big shout out to the whole country of Canada. As we charted higher than we've ever charted before in Canada. We peaked just yesterday, peaked at 69 in Canada. Nice. On the gaming charts. Nice. So we peaked at 69 on those good old Canadian charts. So shout out to all the Canadian SIGs out there that are listening to the show. Apple Podcasts, video game charts, 69 in Canada.
Nice.
So thank you for the support. We love you. We are so glad to have made such an impact up north in America's hat, and I'm a big fan. So, yeah, Bob, what do you got?
I got nothing. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Big news.
Stay tuned.
Saturday, clear the schedule for Saturday. We get some stuff going on. You'll find out tomorrow. If you're listening to the show now, just go look at the Twitter. Maybe it's posted while you're listening to it.
True.
If you're if you're listening to the pre-recorded show, like now, as in like as you're listening to it, go pop into Twitter, see if we posted it yet. But tomorrow, big news. Saturday, clear the schedule. Buy your booze.
Big things are going. Big things are going. Thank you all for listening to episode 228 of Not Into the Gaming Podcast. We, as always, appreciate you all so much. We got lots of big stuff coming. We're going to be, once the studio is fully operational, we'll be officially recording from there. We got some big news coming this weekend, some really exciting stuff. We've already got some great partnerships underway this year. And we'll just have to see what happens next. Who's to say what could happen next? You know? Who's to say? So, without further ado, have a great weekend. Be kind to each other. Be good to each other and yourselves. We love you very much. This has been episode 228 of Not Another Gaming Podcast. We love you. And we'll see you next week.
Damn.